I'm Martin Krizan, Product Manager for Cloud Embedded Identity Products here at LiveRamp. LiveRamp is a data collaboration company. Today, we're going to go through a demo representing the LiveRamp Embedded Identity product in BigQuery. We're going to explore how a customer would interact with the product. Right now, we're in the BigQuery terminal, and we can take a look at the assets available. And we can see a first name column, last name column, several other PII columns, all of which we're going to be using to resolve to RampID. LiveRamp will perform a zero-copy read of the data, process it exclusively in memory, and write it directly back to our account. This is possible because LiveRamp is using the IAM permissions built natively into BigQuery. Let's go back to the SQL editor, and let's take a couple actions. Our credentials here, which grant us permissions to execute a job. The execution mode, in this case, resolution, and PII is the execution type, informing the LiveRamp service that we're resolving PII to RampID. And then we're calling out the specific columns that contain the PII that we're going to be using for matching. So our objective is to turn all of these columns, resolve them into the relevant RampIDs, allowing us to recognize that multiple touch points correspond to the same person, so consolidate our data, and also have a pseudonymous identifier on this data that allows us to bridge between the digital world and the offline world in a secure way, in a privacy-centric way. The results have processed, and we can take a look at the output. So we'll take a look at this resolution output table, which is here, and we can see that all of the PII columns have been replaced by the RampID column. So we now have this pseudonymous, persistent, person-level identifier, but we haven't lost all the valuable data that's in our data table. So how has applying RampID to our data helped us? If we run these two commands, so select count from the input data, and we run that, we'll see that the input data contained 137 records. So 137 distinct PII touchpoints, which I, as the data owner, saw as 137 distinct consumers. However, if we run the same command, looking at the distinct RampIDs on the output table, we can see that there are 104. That's an over 20% consolidation in my data, meaning that LiveRamp has helped me recognize that several of the records in my CRM were actually duplicates or distinct records that actually correspond to the same individual person. Now, we've resolved our data to RampID. What can we do with it? For instance, I could create advanced audiences using all of this data to optimize my ad targeting, right? I can create audiences that are deduplicated, reducing my redundant ad spend by not targeting the same person duplicatively. Similarly, I can work with partners to bring in data that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to join to my first-party data. Now that we have it consolidated at a person level, or alternatively at a household level, we can feed this into our ML models to inform our business strategy, to gain insights that we might not have been able to before. We can empower our data science teams to use natural language processing potentially to create advanced SQL queries that maybe they weren't able to do before. All of these capabilities integrated into GCP, paired with the fact that I now have my data in BigQuery on RampID, really empowers my teams to go and run with the data and get the maximum value out of it. Now, they're able to execute this entire process in a self-service manner from within their BigQuery project, where the input and the output tables both live in a project under their control.